Welcome to the Nearly Coherent Podcast. I'm Ed, and sitting over there, bathed in blue like a drop-dead sexy Violet Beauregard, is my buddy Jeff. Jeff, how are you ballooning beautiful bastard?
I'm doing well. You know, taking it day by day, trapped in my house, but I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Same. Actually, speaking of being trapped in my house, first of all, I don't usually leave my house anyway. Usually when somebody invites me out somewhere is just a good excuse for me to be like, pass. I don't want to do that with you.
Yes.
I don't care what it is. I don't care who you are. The problem is, I thought this would be fine for me, but it turns out that there's a world of difference between not going out because you just don't want to deal with people and not going out because you can't.
Very true.
Because zombie apocalypse. So I've been going a little stir crazy. So this weekend, on Saturday morning, 9 o'clock in the morning, got up and took the dog outside and was just eating breakfast on my stoop. I think I was having like an English muffin pizza or something. Just being a fat kid on a stoop.
Nice. And breakfast English muffin outside. Nice.
Yeah, it was a good time. And then all of a sudden, 3 or 4 fire trucks and a couple ambulances come flying by and shoot down my side street and then shoot to the street that's down a block and to the right. And there was a car fire. Like a Back to the Future Part 2 when they go back to 1985 and everything's gone to hell, car fire.
Really?
First of all, a little too on the nose for right now. Calm down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's throttle that back, pals. So I'm sitting there and I'm just kind of like enjoying things, seeing a bunch of people straggling by to be like, ooh, what's going on over there? Because, you know, hey, it's excitement that's happening outside of our houses. Let's take a look. And all of a sudden, this black car pulls up in front of my house and it's a hearse. And then a limo comes up right behind it. And there's a stop sign in front of my house. So they're all stopping. And just the entire block is in a stream of a funeral procession that is supposed to be going left towards the flaming car.
Oh.
They all stop and people are getting out. And there's people crying and people just like clearly grief-stricken because they're in a funeral. But then also like, yo, shit, there's a car fire. I want to see that.
Yes.
And so they're all getting out of their cars to go run down to the car fire real quick. Like, you know, what's the dead person going to do? Wake up and be like, where you all going? No, they're never going to know. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, they ain't in a rush.
They all get out. The people from the funeral home are getting out. They look like people from funeral homes. You can, like, you're not supposed to profile people, but.
Yeah, they do. They all have a look about them.
Yeah, you know who they are. So you have my car is sitting there. And then you have this funeral procession there. There was no room for anyone else to come. So you had people that are trying to turn down. And they're like, oh, it's a funeral procession. I guess I'll just wait a minute. And they're waiting. And everybody's out of the car going to look at this car fire. And so it was like 30 minutes before these people all came back.
What?
Yeah. It was a very long time.
That's a long delay.
And it's just one of those things where, like, you know when people say things like, oh, you couldn't make this up? And I usually say, like, you don't limit my imagination. I got to admit, this one I probably wouldn't have thought up.
No, definitely not. It's great, though. Should keep that one in the bank for sure. I wish you were wearing something like real embarrassing, thinking that nobody was going to come by. That would have been the cherry on top for me.
I mean, they did come out to see a guy sitting with his dog wearing a hoodie and pajama pants eating an English muffin. A 36-year-old man eating an English muffin pizza as if it was a nutritious breakfast. So I guess they got something.
Maybe they were like, well, Aunt Mary's dead, but at least she didn't end up like this guy. You know, maybe you made them feel a little bit better.
That's all I'm here for.
You got to think on the bright side.
I was happy that I just had an English muffin pizza and got to see these people being weird.
Was it like a regular English muffin pizza? You know, pizza sauce, cheese, and all of that?
Yeah.
Yo, I love English muffin pizzas, by the way.
Yo, they're so good.
So good. What sauce do you put on them? Or do you buy them pre-made?
A little homemade, baby.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, I don't buy them pre-made. Come on.
I don't even know if they make them pre-made now that I say it.
Like when we were going to school, when we were going to elementary school, the hot thing to have was an Uncrustable, right?
Yeah.
And my mom, She never bought them. I never asked for them, but one day she offered to buy me one, and I got really upset because all it did to me was make me be like, their mom doesn't care enough to spend 37 seconds to slap some peanut butter on some bread? What the hell?
You know what? When you said about how like basically lazy, the first thing I went to was the Uncrustable. It is the laziest fucking food you possibly could get, to buy an Uncrustable. That being said, I have them very often.
Well, you got to make some exceptions. I mean, you're a grown-ass man now.
I have the 7-Eleven version.
Tell me more.
It's just basically old Uncrustables in a new bag. That's all it is.
They took out the ones from 1993 and like, this'll do.
Yes, basically. That's what I have, and they're good. I love them.
That's good.
I can't stop thinking about people that work at funeral homes.
Weird fetish?
Yeah, that is. I'm thinking about it just for a couple of minutes, though, not where it is absolutely dominating my thoughts.
Okay, good.
Have you ever met somebody that works for a funeral home socially, like out in the outside world?
So my first job, I worked with a guy who was a mortician for 50 years, who was just doing this as a retirement thing.
So yes.
Yeah, sure. If you want the quick answer.
Have you ever, when somebody tells you that they work at a funeral home, have you ever been surprised?
No.
Not once.
Not a single time.
Not once has someone said, yeah, I work at a funeral home. And I'm like, really? It's always like the inner monologue goes, yeah, that checks out. That definitely checks out. This cat definitely works with the dead, without a doubt.
You never stop and go, oh, but you seem so normal. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
No.
Never.
There's some people that are like, oh, I work as an actuary, where I'm like, are you sure you don't hang out with dead people?
Yeah.
I also don't know what an actuary does, but that's neither here nor there.
It's something. It's something that they do. I think they make lots of money, and you need a very advanced math degree to get there.
I'm not getting that.
I don't know what else they do, to be quite honest. But yes, I will absolutely say about funeral home workers and folks in that industry, every time they're like, yeah, I work there. I'm like, yeah, you do. I knew that. I didn't need to check your LinkedIn to know that you're a fucking weirdo. Anyway, what's going on in the world?
Yeah, I don't think there's been much. There's nothing in the news. Everything's calm and normal and rational.
Yep.
There were new Apple announcements last week, which we should apologize to people because I didn't mention 2 weeks ago that we weren't going to record last week because it was your birthday. Because apparently, we're going to take off for both of our birthdays now. We only took off for mine, but whatever, that's fine. I don't mind not being the special one.
I will tell you, we only take off for my birthday when it falls on the day that we record.
All right, that's fair.
We always take off.
I mean, maybe not this year because, we'll all be locked in our houses anyways. What the hell else am I going to do?
Your birthday's quite a while. We'll probably be dead by then.
Fingers crossed.
Hey, it is what it is. But yes, we did not get to talk about the Apple announcement. I will say this. I'm sure that everybody is thinking about almost constantly the coronavirus. And I would love to get some of your thoughts on it at some point. But we are definitely not the news. Although I got to say, we are probably as well informed as them. And we probably make up less shit than they do. So,
yeah, which is saying a lot for us.
It is.
I got to be honest. We probably should talk since you and I both work from home.
Yeah.
We could be an interesting resource of people who call out the bullshit of everyone who says things about working from home. We should do that at a future point. But right now, we've got Apple shit to talk about.
Yeah, we have to. First things first. Absolutely.
That's our bread and butter. It's that and porn and sex toys, internet security. Those are our three main topics.
I think we're guaranteed to cover at least two of them tonight.
I sure hope so.
Okay, let's try it. Let's see.
Let's roll the dice.
Challenge issued.
Challenge accepted.
So let's do it.
So the new iPad was announced last week. That was pretty exciting.
The Pro.
The Pro, yes.
Yeah.
It's a new Pro 12.9 inch and new Pro 11 inch. Now you might be thinking to yourself, what's the difference between the last ones that were released in 2018 and the ones released in 2020? And the answer is twofold.
1 second. I, for a second, thought you were going to say nothing. So we're 200% exceeding my expectations right now.
Don't hang your hat on that one.
Okay. Okay.
The first thing, there is a Lidar camera. Apple bills it as using photons at nanosecond speeds, which is how you describe lasers, which is what LiDAR is. So I don't know why they're trying to make it like Prometheus brought down fire. They've brought this down from the gods.
Yeah.
It's a laser, guys.
Talk about fucking lasers. Lasers are cool on its own.
You don't need to try to make it sound cooler.
You have fucking lasers in your iPad. Let me know about them. I'm for it.
Sign me up is all I'm saying.
I bought like 4 of these fucking things without lasers.
Yeah. And now I feel like the past me is an idiot. The future me is going to be living large with lasers.
Future me is going to come back in time and burn me with one of those lasers. Yeah, like, learn your lesson, Tubby.
So this LiDAR thing, basically, it just allows you to, take more accurate measurements more quickly. So like, you know how with your iPhone, if you're using the measurement app, you have to do the hokey pokey and spin around 400 times before it figures out how a room is?
I do.
It's really annoying. The LiDAR takes all that out. So now you can measure things with your iPad faster than you can with your iPhone, but not as fast as you probably can with, like, what's that thing? A measuring tape. That's the one. If you have one of those handy, I'd probably use that instead.
I do. I have a number of them.
If you can find them. That's usually my problem, is trying to find the measuring tape that I have, because it's never in the same drawer twice.
I have so many that it's hard not to find them.
Next time I need one, I'm just going to come to your house.
Probably faster. Yeah.
It is. It's faster than me having to pirouette throughout my entire room trying to figure out, have I spun enough for my iPhone to figure out how to measure 7 inches?
Yep. You're being a little generous there, fella.
That was for a bookshelf, not...
Yeah, I knew. I'm just joking. I'm just twisting your giblets.
My micro giblets, apparently. So that's new. It'll also let you, when you project something onto another object, so let's say you have like a AR thing that does the floor is lava, it can tell where the floor is versus where a table is and just make the table not lava. Just keep the floor lava.
Ah, yeah, that's cool, because the table is lava is a wildly unpopular game.
Super unpopular, hard to play, also leads to a lot of broken tables.
Yes, that is very true.
Mm-hmm.
Take it from me.
Yeah, I was going to say, 2008, Ed and Jeff playing the table as lava. It lasted 43 seconds.
Yeah, it was basically once you got to the table, a game over.
It was a real weird time. That's one change.
Okay.
Right? Which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people would really need it outside of people who just build stuff for AR. Like, I have a friend that does that. He's probably going to love this thing.
Yeah, definitely.
But for regular people, how many people are taking measurements with their iPad? 7. It's literally 7 people.
I can't tell yet whether those people make me madder than the folks that take photos with their iPads.
Oh, well, get ready to get real mad.
Oh, God.
Because the second improvement is it has 2 cameras, and it's got the wide angle and the standard angle lens, like the iPhone 11.
The 11 has wide angle telephoto and standard, right?
The Pro has 3.
Oh.
The regular 11 only has the 2.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Well.
So those people that can now hold up their 12-inch iPad to try to record a concert, blocking everyone's view, are going to get a lot better pictures, but are going to annoy a lot more people.
Oh, yeah. It just drives me crazy. Like when I see somebody's like elderly grandmother, like taking pictures of her grandkids with an iPad, and I'm like, just get an iPhone. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Just get the Max version. It's not that much smaller than your iPad mini that you're using. I promise. It'll be fine.
Not even an iPad mini, dude.
Yeah, I know.
I've seen people with full size. I'm like, so you have a flip phone, and instead of just upgrading that, you're going to carry this fucking iPad. Thanks a lot, Granny.
At least he's also got all those butterscotch candies. Got to take the good with the bad.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't mean to attack the elderly here.
It's all right. So those were the 2 big changes to the iPad Pro. And you might go, wait, that doesn't sound like enough to really justify a new iPad Pro. And you would be correct. Basically, if you have the 2018 iPad Pro,
yes, correct.
It is more or less the same thing. The processor, which is now the A12Z as opposed to the A12X, which was in the 2018, same performance benchmarks.
Really?
Yeah.
What? Why?
It's slightly better for graphics performance. The other major difference is that the 2018 Pros, if you had the 1 terabyte version, you had 6 gigs of RAM and everything else had 4. Now it looks like everything has 6 gigs of RAM. So you can do more multitasking. Things won't need to refresh as frequently when you switch between apps. That'll be nice. But by and large, if you can buy, say, your friend's used 12.9-inch iPad Pro instead of having to buy a new iPad Pro, you should do it, Semph.
Yeah. Got real dark right there. I wish you could have seen the look. I suggest you buy this thing because yikes.
So obviously, as I mentioned, that I am selling my 2018 and getting the 2020, but I also didn't have the terabyte, and I need that.
Yeah, but you're what I would call a power user of this iPad. in that case, I would assume that the extra RAM is beneficial to you.
Yes, it will be.
You have never really talked much about AR. I'm sure that you have seen it, used it, but it doesn't seem to be your cup of tea or your forte yet.
Yeah, there's nothing really there that makes my heart sing, but I've run out of space on my 256 gig, so I clearly need a bigger one. And also with the amount of traveling I was doing and hope to do again when the apocalypse is over,
Yep.
having a cellular one will be helpful, so I also sprung for that.
Okay.
I'm kind of hoping that this one will be one that I can hold on to for a couple of years.
Yeah.
As opposed to my usual every year buy a new iPad.
What do I have? The 2017?
Yes.
So there's a significant changes from those. The problem is I do not use mine as much as I had thought. But I think when my MacBook goes, I will not replace and instead go for a new Pro.
Especially with the other thing that they announced last week is the new Magic Keyboard for the iPad Pros. It is this weird looking stand thing with a backlit keyboard that has the scissor switches like the 16-inch MacBook Pro. It has its own USB-C port.
To the switches, you like those, right?
Yes.
Very much.
The scissor switch is much better than the butterfly switch that has been on their keyboards since like 2016.
Okay.
I hate those. I had convinced myself that I didn't mind them so much, and then I typed on the new 16-inch Pro and went, oh, God, I was basically Lisa to Dave. I had Stockholm Syndrome. I didn't remember how good life could be without garbage in my life, is really what I was getting at.
Yeah.
So that will be cool. It also has basically a swivel stand for it, so you can get from 90 degrees to 130 degrees with the iPad while you're still using the keyboard.
And does the keyboard come off of the stand?
No, but the iPad comes right off of it. It's just magnetic.
Okay.
So that looks kind of cool. That thing is also going to be $300 to $350 depending on which size iPad you have. But I've spent more on dumber things. So
yes, I can definitely vouch for that.
Yeah.
I won't say her name. I'm just kidding. Or am I?
He's kidding, Dad. I swear.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I didn't mean hooker. That's true. Now that I say it. Listen, folks, you got to realize sometimes there's ramifications, there's consequences to the words that you say. Now, Ed Saint of a father thinks that he bought a hooker when I meant he had a shitty ex-girlfriend. I'm so innocent. I'm such a bumpkin. I didn't even think that hookers were a thing.
The last thing I'd want to do is spend money on interacting with another human being in any capacity. No.
That is true. You know what's funny? You know, with all this going on and the memes coming out are just, some of them are just dynamite. But I saw one pretty early on that said, just learned today that my lifestyle is called quarantine. And I instantly thought of you because listen, I think you are, listen, I can't soften that blow. I instantly thought of you.
What part of that do you think is a blow to me? It's not like I don't get invited out or that people don't want to hang out. If I wanted to go out tomorrow, I could.
Well,
I just do not want to.
Well, tomorrow, I mean, where are you going to go?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, not now that everyone's got to, stay the hell away from each other. But I got to say, people staying at least 6 feet away from me, not against it.
I don't really mind that. All right. So what else did they announce?
The other big thing was iOS and iPad OS 13.4, which came out today as we record it.
Oh, the update came out today?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
The big thing that I know you've been waiting for is mouse and trackpad support.
Oh, they did it?
They did it. And I got to tell you, I like it.
Because you have the beta, right?
Yeah, I wasn't going to wait. I knew we were going to record this the day that it came out. I was like, I'm not going to have enough time to learn enough about it, to talk about it.
Okay.
You and I have spoken about this for years.
Oh, yeah.
I was always like, I don't really get it. I don't understand why you'd need a mouse for an iPad. But let me tell you, I get it now. It's fine. You want it. It's good.
It won you over?
Yeah, it really did.
Good. I like to hear that.
The Magic Keyboard that I was just talking about will have a trackpad on it as well.
What?
Yeah.
Wow. What iPad will that work with?
2018 and 2020.
Okay. My wife has a 2018.
Yep.
She has one for work. I think that would be great to have all of that. I think that would be real nice.
I got to tell you, with that coming in iPadOS 13.4, I am really excited to see what they're going to put out for iPadOS 14, because that would have been a good marquee feature for another full release. If that's what they're putting out in a point release.
Yeah, right? That's a big, that's kind of big.
Yeah, either they're going to do something awesome or they're going to let us down so hard that it is going to be like dating me in 2008. It is going to be terrible.
It's going to be the worst news this year.
Easily.
Let's keep the good feelings train rolling here, though.
Let's do it.
I'm going to look at one of the positive things being done to this world during such a bleak time.
Okay.
Have you heard the news?
Are you talking about what I think you're talking about? The new free streaming offer that there is because of this virus?
Dude, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
What you're saying is, unbeknownst to either of us, we were both prepared to hit 2 of 2 marks tonight?
Yes, we are. High five.
Social distancing high five. Boom.
There it is.
So, because of COVID-19, a very important member of the internet streaming community has stepped up to allow for free streaming. Jeff, please inform the people.
Our friends over at Pornhub are giving away free premium accounts for 30 days, folks. And it just happens to coincide with the New York Department of Health putting out a memo encouraging people to masturbate to try to stop the spread of COVID-19, or as I like to call her, Rona.
I believe the URL is pornhub.com/stay at home. It is high def on-demand streaming of boobies and other assorted bits.
There's definitely a lot of other stuff in there for sure.
Unlike the false-ass nudity that Val was talking about, like, oh, I saw a butt. This is going to be all sorts of things.
Yep.
Additionally, I don't know how Pornhub became the moral center of the internet, but they did, because every time something bad happens, they do something good.
Yeah.
To counteract it. They're going to be donating 15,000 surgical masks and 20,000 to a hospital in South Nassau County, where we're from.
Yeah.
And 50,000 euros into assorted European organizations and $25,000 to sex workers outreach programs. They're not only giving you the free boobies, they're also coming with some responsibility to try to help. And honestly, could you ask for more from a company? I don't know that you could.
Mark my words, if the CEO of Pornhub entered the election, I would campaign so hard for this person.
So hard.
Yep, you got it. When Pornhub has become the front line of this world's moral compass,
the bastion of social responsibility,
maybe it's time to throw out your old thoughts.
Yeah.
This person, I shouldn't even say this guy.
Yeah, you sexist piece of shit.
You're right. That is a little bit sexist of me. But I'm telling you, they have my vote. We got to get behind this. What we've been doing has led us here. Maybe it's time to do something else.
Yeah, we really should get behind or on top of or any other which way this that you can think of.
Oh, am I doing that? I'm boiling right now. I'm full boil right now. I keep making these comments subconsciously. All right. We talked about the good. I need a second to talk about the not so great, or the bad, if you will. And no, it is something other than the coronavirus, although it kind of ties to it through a meme that I saw that I love. The world lost quite a few people in the past few days, but one of them sticks out a bit to me, as the gambler, Mr. Kenny Rogers, passed away earlier this week.
He did.
Absolute shame.
I got to be honest with you. As a musician, not particularly familiar with his work. I know some. I can't really name them.
Islands in the Stream, The Gambler. You'll know those.
Those are very obvious him. I am more familiar with his stunning beard.
Love it. To me, the original Silver Fox.
And of course, his line of chicken restaurants.
Kenny Rogers Roasters. That place blows the doors off of Boston Market. I don't know how many of our listeners remember or were customers of Kenny Rogers Roasters, but ooh, doggy, that place was fantastic.
It was so good. It was very, very good. Boston Market is basically a hepatitis Q dumpster fire compared to Kenny Rogers Roasters.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is also a hepatitis Q dumpster fire compared to a hepatitis Q dumpster fire, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
Kenny Rogers Roasters was phenomenal. Admittedly, I much prefer a fried chicken to a roasted chicken because look at me. Just look, you'll know.
I actually prefer roasted to fried.
Do you?
You know why?
I don't.
Fried chicken is very difficult to do well.
You're not wrong.
The vast majority of the fried chicken I've eaten is bad. But when you get good ones, like my personal favorite that you can get around here, Popeye's Rippin' Chicken, when you can get it, yeah, can't be touched. But the rotisserie chickens, the roasted chickens are much more consistent.
You're right. That is a more easily attainable goal than a good fried chicken.
Right.
That said, if you could have a good fried chicken versus a good rotisserie chicken, which one are you going for?
So I will say it's going to be fried.
So we're on the same page. We're just getting there different roads. That's fine.
Right. Fried is better. But that's almost like not saying very much. Saying that something fried is better than something not fried.
Listen, there are psychopaths out there that think that's the way it is. To them, I say, be gone, Satan.
That shit kills me when people think that something not fried is better.
It's the same people that say things like nothing tastes as good as skinny feels. Bitch, have you had French fries? Come on.
I know plenty of miserable skinny people. Anyway, real quick, 2 things about Kenny Rogers that I think you would like. Well, number one, with this virus, the memes coming out, I've actually seen some where I'm like, yeesh, like they're that far. I don't get there very easily, but they're very yeesh worthy. So one of them, not so bad, but it was like the day after he died. Somebody posted Kenny Rogers dipping in the middle of the COVID-19 panic is the most know when to fold him thing you could possibly do. And I'm like, holy shit.
Wow.
The other piece, who I'm a very big fan of, Ryan Reynolds.
Love him.
He put out a deleted scene from Deadpool, from the first Deadpool, when he's beating the hell out of the guy on the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
The way they originally did that scene, he was singing The Gambler as he beat the shit out of this guy, and it's very well done. I wish they kept it in the movie. I'm not sure why they didn't, because it would have been perfect. So there's that.
I haven't seen that. I'm going to have to go look at that.
You should look at that. And while you're looking at that, you should look at the message that he put out today. Little sad that he didn't sing Imagine to us.
Yeah. Shame that.
Still good. Still great. Well, my friend, it's been a pleasure socially distancing myself from you today.
It's been a pleasure socially distancing myself from you today. Hey, let's do it again next week.
I look forward to it.
I'll see you then, buddy.
We are the #1 socially distant podcast that you and I are on. I think I can safely say that.
You can.